Hi, I'm Dom Kane and welcome to the Leonard Digital Sylenth 1 tutorial from Producer Tech's synth courses. In these sessions I'm going to take you through using this popular synth in every detail so you can learn how each control works and what it's capable of, allowing you to use the instrument to create your own unique sounds. To ensure you get the most from the course, you should make sure you've downloaded the entire course pack containing all the example Sylenth 1 presets, written notes and accompanying files. This lesson is going to give you an overview of the synth, describing what each section is for and roughly how it works. Plus we'll also take a look at how sounds are stored and can be located using the built-in browser. Sylenth 1 uses subtractive synthesis techniques to create its sounds. A subtractive synth uses noise generators to create the initial sound, and then by sending that signal through a selected oscillator, a waveform of various shapes can be sculpted. The synth then takes this combined sound and runs it through filters to subtract any unwanted elements of the sound, hence the term subtractive synthesis. These filtered sounds can be run through different effects before being sent to the instrument output, as well as undergoing modulation, which is the automatic changing of various synth parameters over time. I'll be talking through and demonstrating each of these objects in detail as we go through the session. For now, let me introduce you to the overall user interface and show you how it's all laid out. Sylenth 1's user interface is divided into 4 main sections. Each section has a different colour, which makes them easy to distinguish. The first section contains 2 oscillators and a filter, and is called the part section. Sylenth 1 has 2 of these parts, part A and part B, but only one of them is shown at a time on the user interface. Part A has a red background colour, and part B is yellow, and you can select between the 2 parts by clicking the relevant button here. You can also solo the selected part with this solo button here. Both parts A and B have 2 oscillators generating the waveform you select, and each are capable of producing 8 unison voices in stereo, allowing you to produce up to 32 voices per note. Contained within the same coloured background are filters for parts A and part B, so that each pair of oscillators can be filtered separately. The second section, coloured green, contains the global filter control to filter the overall sound of both parts and their respective filters at the same time, and mixer panels so that you can control the levels of each part. The blue panel at the bottom of the interface, the third section, contains all the modulation options, along with envelope controls, LFOs, and miscellaneous assignable controls. I'll go through that in more detail later on, but modulation is essentially when one device output affects another. For example, when the velocity of a note affects the cutoff value of a filter. There are 2 ADSR modulation envelopes, 2 LFOs which can be used to modulate a whole set of different parameters, and then 2 miscellaneous modulation devices where you can choose which parameter is affected by any other. Finally, but perhaps most importantly in getting started, the fourth section is formed by the LCD screen in the centre of the synth, and contains the master effects and browser menu. The LCD screen is where you'll also find the navigation bar for both loading and saving presets. Here you can see the currently loaded sound and some of the controls for switching to other sounds or renaming and saving the current settings. Notice that there are numbers 1 to 4 here at the left of the patch name above the menu. This is because the preset browser has been split into 4 sections of 128 presets, allowing for 512 presets in one bank. To change to a different preset, you can choose your sub-bank 1, 2, 3 or 4, and then by clicking on the title of the current preset, you can scroll through and select the desired preset. If you're just looking to browse through each sub-bank, then there are up-down arrows to the right of the preset title here to click through presets. The final part of the signal flow process also occurs within this LCD screen. Here are the global effects, where you can find parameters for arpeggiation, distortion, phaser, chorus and flanger, equalizer, delay, reverb, and a compressor. Another way to load a new preset or bank of presets is by clicking on the menu button here, where you'll be given the option to load or save a new preset or bank. There is also the option to copy and paste a preset here too, which is useful for when you want to copy a preset over to a new customized bank. For those of you feeling a bit more experimental, Lena Digital have incorporated a fantastic button in the menu called Randomize Patch, which does exactly that. By having almost every available parameter changed at complete random, Sylenth One can become a hugely creative tool in developing highly unique sounds that most human beings wouldn't even think to try. There's also a couple of things I want to make you aware of. The controls can actually be adjusted more finely by holding down the Shift key, after which you can make much smaller changes to parameters. Secondly, if you command-click a control on a Mac or control-click on a PC, it resets it to its default position, which can be useful when editing sounds. So that's the end of the first session on getting started with Sylenth One. If you have any questions about anything so far, then obviously give us a shout. In the next session I'll be going through a more detailed exploration of the instrument, beginning with the sound generating sections at the very start, so I'll see you then.